Thousands of years ago, when the world was still young and the Stone Age tribes lived in caves, there was a small tribe that settled near a dark forest. They hunted animals, carved tools from stone, and painted stories on cave walls. Among them lived a young hunter named Raku. He was strong, fearless, and always curious about the world beyond the valley. But there was one place no one dared to enter: the Shadow Cave. The elders said the cave was cursed. They believed a spirit lived inside, feeding on fear and silence. Anyone who entered never returned. But one winter the tribe was starving. The animals had disappeared, the rivers were frozen, and children cried from hunger. One night the chief said, "There is a herd of deer beyond the Shadow Cave, but the path is dangerous." The hunters stayed silent. No one wanted to go near the cave, except Raku. "I will go," he said, his voice steady. His friend Mira, a brave gatherer with sharp eyes, stepped forward. "I'm going with you." The tribe tried to stop them, but Raku and Mira left before sunrise, carrying stone spears and torches. Snow crunched under their feet as they walked toward the forbidden place. The Shadow Cave rose from the earth like the mouth of a giant beast, wide, black, and silent. Trees around it were twisted and dead, as if the ground itself feared the cave. Raku whispered, "We hunt quickly, we don't enter." But as they moved through the forest, a strange fog surrounded them. The air grew colder. They heard whispers, soft, broken, and echoing. Mira grabbed his arm. "Did you hear that?" Raku nodded, but there was nothing around them. Suddenly a deer ran past, wounded, bleeding, straight into the Shadow Cave, their only chance for food. Raku hesitated, but hunger was stronger than fear. "We follow it," he said. They stepped inside. The cave swallowed the light. Their torches flickered weakly. Water dripped from the ceiling like slow tears. Strange drawings covered the walls. Not like normal cave art. These were twisted shapes, long shadows with empty eyes. Mira whispered, "These drawings, they look alive." Deeper inside, the air became heavy. The sound of their footsteps no longer echoed. It was as if the cave was listening. Then they saw it, the wounded deer lying still. But something was wrong. Its shadow was still moving. The deer was dead, but its shadow stretched along the wall, slowly lifting its head, slowly turning toward them. Mira gasped and stepped back. "What is that?" The shadow opened a mouth that didn't exist on the real deer, and screamed without sound. Their torches dimmed. A cold voice echoed around them, not heard with ears, but inside their minds. "Stay! Stay! Stay!" Raku grabbed Mira's hand. "Run!" They turned, but the tunnel behind them had changed. The cave twisted like a living maze. Walls shifted, paths disappeared, and the shadows followed, not just from the deer. Every shadow on the wall began to move. Human shadows with broken necks, animal shadows with too many legs, all crawling, all reaching. Mira shouted, "It feeds on fear! Don't look at the walls!" But Raku made a mistake. He looked, and he saw his own shadow detached from his feet, smiling with teeth he did not have. They ran deeper, torches shaking. They reached a huge chamber where a black pit yawned in the ground, endless and silent. Above it, a giant shape formed. Not a creature, not a man, just a thick, living darkness. It spoke inside their skulls. "Long ago, your ancestors gave me their fear. I gave them fire. Now, I take what I'm owed." Raku realized the truth. This spirit was born with the first fire, the fear humans felt when the world was still unknown. The more people feared, the stronger it became, and they had brought it more fear. The shadows surrounded them. Mira's torch finally died. Darkness swallowed her scream. Raku stood alone, heart pounding, breath shaking. He dropped his spear, and he did something no human had done before. He closed his eyes and stopped fearing. He thought of the tribe, of hungry children, of sunrise over the valley. "I am not afraid," he whispered. The cave went silent. The shadows froze, confused, shrinking like smoke in the wind. The spirit roared inside his mind, furious. "Fear me!" Raku shouted back, "No!" Light exploded from nothing. Not fire, not sun, but courage. The shadows burned away. The darkness howled and vanished into the pit. When Raku opened his eyes, the torches reignited. Mira lay beside him, alive, shaking, but safe. They ran out of the cave into the bright morning. Behind them, the Shadow Cave collapsed, swallowed by the earth forever. When they returned to the tribe with food and light in their eyes, the chief asked, "What happened?" Raku answered quietly, "The greatest monster lives inside our fear, and fear dies when we face it." That night, the tribe gathered around the fire, not afraid, but grateful, and they never spoke of the Shadow Cave again. But sometimes, on cold, silent nights, when the fire burns low, a whisper can still be heard in the wind. "Stay."